So we did a video yesterday, and it didn't go too well. The video did fine, but playing didn't go very well. In case you didn't know, I moved to rural Maine. I am 30 minutes away from the nearest Burger King, and that Burger King is in Canada. Yeah, that's where I am, and the internet is pretty bad. What you're seeing in the background is pre-moving to rural Maine. And the lag spikes were intense. In fact, there were some games I didn't even show because the internet was so bad. It just wasn't working. In fact, I got disconnected in one of the games that I didn't show because I got, well, straight up disconnected. And so that's kind of where we're at, where I'm not playing so much anymore. I have a ton of replays to go through, including this VZ55 game and the 57 Heavy game that you're going to see on this. But I am saving up currently for Starlink. We're going to be upgrading to Starlink. Gonna get that going so that we can have decent internet, decent upload speeds, decent latency, and so we can actually start streaming again. Woohoo! Which is very, very exciting. I want to be able to stream again, and I want to be able to play again, because right now I can't even really play because the internet is so bad. And that's going to take me, because of budgeting, a couple of months. Maybe 2, 3, potentially even 4 months before I can get to that due to budgeting. Then I thought, well, may as well just start a GoFundMe. So there's a GoFundMe. You don't have to donate, of course. But it's there, $350. That's all we're looking for, because that's how much it is to get Starlink going, because you need to buy all the equipment, which is $350. So if you want to help to that, you want to get the streams going faster, you absolutely can. Otherwise, don't worry about it. We'll be getting that going as soon as possible. But we have a stream coming up as well, a big one, 500 subscriber special, sorry, $500 giveaway for 17,500 subscriber special. We're just about there. We're 50 subscribers away, so we're going to be getting that probably in a week or two. And then we have to plan for this giveaway. And you're thinking, why don't you just use that $500 for your Starlink? Well, you see, guys, it is a sponsored giveaway. It's not my money. Somebody is giving us $500 to give away however we choose, which is very exciting. So that's cool, and so in other words, it's not my money, so I can't use it. I can't use it for Starlink. But that's getting that out of the way. Link in the description below if you want to contribute to that, get the streams going sooner rather than later. Feel free to if you would like. Anyway, now we are playing in the VZ55. This is pre-tank changes. So we still, that tank in front of us, the Chieftain, still has 400 alpha damage. It does not have the 440 that it has now, and the 57 Heavy replay we have as well does not have the buff. It has a buff. It has the 420 alpha damage buff. But this guy is not doing well. He's trying to figure out how to penetrate us from the range he's at, because he just bounced off of a turret, and now he's going full panic mode. And he's a one-shot for us. Yep, there's another bounce. And I would love for Artie to finish him, so I don't have to waste another one of my shells into him. And so we're kind of just holding him here. And there it is. There's the Artie saying that he's attacking. And there's the hit. T92. Great shot. Affirmative, I say. We're up to 1,975 damage. So what makes the VZ special? Well, it's got 490 alpha damage and a 2 seconds interclip reload on 2 shots, meaning you are doing 980 damage per magazine on average. Of course, with all the damage reductions these days, you're probably not doing about that much. But you get to do things like this. 1 and 2. Over and over and over again. We're up to 3,000 damage in the VZ, and we are not done. This is going to be a pretty big game, along with the 57 Heavy. So 2 big games for you guys. Very exciting. And this is a tank that I like, but I tend to struggle with from time to time. And it's one that I really want to like. It's one that I really want to just play all the time. But the thing is, you've got the same basic reload as the T57 Heavy, but only 2 shots. Only 2 shots. Interesting. And 2 shots with the T57 Heavy, nowadays, you're doing 880 damage, and then you have 2 more shots still. This tank, you have 2 shots, and you're doing 960. Sorry, 980. So there's only a 100 damage difference with your 2 shots. It's kind of sad. It's like, huh, that's not ideal in the slightest. But because it's quick, 2 shot, boom, boom, get out of there, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And you can do some crazy things with it. And the damage does like to rack up, not as quickly as the 57 Heavy. You do have a better turret than 57 Heavy as well, so you are a little bit safer in this tank than you are in the 57 Heavy. That is, as far as the turret goes, the 57 Heavy has the better hull armor and a V-shaped hull. So the 57 Heavy gets some more bounces off of that. This tank is lower profile, 8 degrees of gun depression. 57 Heavy also has 8 degrees of gun depression, but again, you've got this nice turret. But you do have a weak cupola. Take 2 shots there. Too bad, too bad. But we get to deliver 2 in return. Another thing that this thing has is premium APCR shells rather than heat, which is also very nice. The pen isn't very good. I forget what it is. It's like 308 or 303 or 301 even. It's in the 300 realm, from 300 to 309, I'm pretty sure. So nothing special in way of premium penetration. And this is also a tank that I've been using for competitive. And so you have the full APCR loadout. Because if you're shooting standard rounds and competitive rounds, unless it's heat for premium, then you're doing it wrong. You really want to be shooting your premium rounds to ensure the penetration. When somebody makes a call, you need to make sure you execute said call as efficiently as possible, and a bounce might screw your team up. Hello, Mr. Piggy. 1 into him, 2 into him. Here comes the object. He's going to put some shells into us, and you're going to see the durability here of this tank over the 57 Heavy. We get 1 bounce there. He pens us, and now we're going to try to slowly get away. We saved our repair kit. He bounces off of our upper plate at an awkward angle there, and we're gonna get down below cover. 261 misses, thank goodness. 658 health left, not good. We can take 2 hits so long as he doesn't roll high from the 140. He can absolutely roll high and kill us in 2 shots. Otherwise, we can survive 2, but barely. 5,551 damage done. Our team is up on health, but not on tanks. They have 2 more tanks than us, and, well, I was going to say and more map control, but it's about dead even. We're pushed up just as far on this side as they are pushed up on the opposite flank. And so, there is no advantage to map control right now. But there's the Piggy. We want to get him out of the game. We do. Do I go for a reload? Now I do. I saved it just in case that 140 wanted to come around the corner and I could track him or summon a fire, or at least put a shell into him before he kills me. Because if he pushes me right now, I could die unless he struggles like the Chieftain did. But he's a lower profile. He can just put shells into my upper plate every single time, unlike the Chieftain who is struggling, which is weird. But sometimes you fight paid actors. In which case, I did. Everyone has the opportunity to fight paid actors. You just have to put yourself in a position to do so. And the better the player you are, the more tanks you tend to fight per game, meaning you're fighting more paid actors. There's 1 shell into him. There's another shell into him. He is now a 1 shot if we roll average. He misses us there because the undulation in the ground. Gonna angle this. There we go, off of our upper plate. Keep angling. Keep wiggling. There's another bounce. He takes a shell. We should finish him off here. Is he gonna put 1 into us? He does. He pens us. Boom, we kill him. There's a light tank on our right. Aim up a shot. Boom, we kill him. Woo! That WZ did have 390 alpha damage. If he were to shoot us, we would have died for sure, unless he bounced. And as you can see, we bounced almost 2,800 damage. We've been getting lucky, wiggling our hull back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and getting people to shoot us in the tracks, getting people to shoot us in the upper plate at an awkward angle, into our turret, and so on and so forth, has been allowing us to get some pretty nice bounces. We never should have survived this game, but as you can see, we did. And now the enemy team is down 2 tanks. We picked up 4 kills on our team without them answering, and they've lost a ton of health in the process, meaning now we are the ones at the advantage. Put 1 shell in the M6. No, that's the M5. The M5Y. And then we put another one in because we do have a 2-shot. 3 seconds. 2 seconds interclip. And suddenly, it is 6 versus 2 again. 6 kills without an answer from the enemy team. That is a total team collapse. They were caught out of position by killing that 140 and that light tank. It allowed us to shoot the enemy in the back and give us quite the damage. Hello, Mr. IS4. Using this bush so he doesn't see us. 1. That one bounces. We got another shell. That one goes to the upper plate. Rolls high. Finishes him off. 8,000 damage. Can we get the kill on the Jaeger? We are the closest one here, but we do have a pig aiming in. And he's likely going to get a shell out before we get into range to shoot him. But maybe not. Can we get ourselves a top gun? 14 shells left. That's his back end. We miss. No problem. We have a second shell right before it already actually misses anyway. 6 kills, 8,200 damage done. And the VZ55 Czechoslovakian Tier 10 Heavy Tank, 2,005 base experience points in this Demon Machine. I really enjoy it. It's a fun one. I think the IS-7 is just better, but this tank has potential to have like crazy games from time to time. And I really think that if you want to do 10,000 damage, this will probably do better than the IS-7. But that's just my thought. Anyway, that's it. No, it's not. We got another replay. Let's jump over and look at the 57 Heavy instead. The T57 Heavy, 2.2 seconds interclip now instead of the 2 seconds it used to have, but you have 440 alpha damage. This replay, we only have 420, so it was still right after the buff. Many of you may have seen parts of this replay as it played in the background when we were talking about this tank, discussing tanks that you should grind, or powerhouses. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was one of the top 7s that we had. This replay played in the background, not the whole replay, as it's a pretty good one. Very fast damage, more damage than we just did in the VZ55. Spoilers, in half the time, because this tank's DPM is nuts. We're talking 20 seconds to get your gun loaded, and only 6.6 seconds to unload it. Wow. It used to be 6 seconds, but now it's 6.6, but you're doing 440 alpha damage per shot. 17. Right? 1,740. No, 20. 1,700. 1,760 damage in your magazine, which is the same health as the Centurion 7.1. Interesting. So you can clip out tier 9s, tier 9 mediums especially, with one magazine now instead of it being 1,600. That's crazy. But here we are, rolling up. Hello, Mr. 5A. There's 1 into you. There's 2 into you. That one's a bounce, but we tracked him. There's the retrack, and there's the kill. He's out of the game, and we're reloading for just 20 seconds. 1,160 damage done just like that. Here comes the 50B. I think he thought about trying to clip on us. Comes around the corner and notices that there are 6 tanks here other than myself. Yep. Hello, mister. We're going to track him to hold him. There we go. 1. And then we're going to start putting these right. We're trying to clip his tracks with this shot as well to keep him tracked, but he's not fixing. So, okay, very well. Go for it. M103 puts a shell into us, but not before we put 3 penetrating hits in the 705A. Of course, going 4 for 4 is awesome, but 3 for 4 is fine too. I don't mind that, especially since the first one was a track just to hold him there. And other than the M103 shot, that was basically free damage. Now we're loaded again. Here comes the Rogel Dorn. I turned my gun to the left there so that he had a harder shot. And now we have this guy. Lower plate bounces. He's angled awkwardly. That one goes in. We get tracked there. We get a bounce. More bounces. And we put the shell on the Rogel Dorn. Okay, 2 for 4 with that magazine. A couple of awkward angles in the lower plate. We had 340mm heat pen, but it wasn't enough for the M103's lower plate. That has been buffed. It was years ago that it was buffed, but it's really helping it out. So we take some damage again from the M103, but we did not take damage from the Rogel Dorn. Rogel Dorn bounced his shell. It was a small shell, but that's very helpful. We put 2 into that guy. Now we got 2 more shots here. Can we put him in? I'm looking for the shot. How about right there? 1, and Coppola shot. 2. Perfect. 3,700 damage, and we're reloading. 15 seconds, and we're loaded again. Absolutely crazy. Rogel Dorn, especially on this map, is typically a win. But he was too slow to get up the hill. Point our gun up because it's harder to pet the turret when you do that. The turret is the weak spot. He puts it into our tracks instead. But Rogel Dorn is typically a win for the enemy when you have him, especially on, or when it's in your game, especially on Amblesdorf, but not this time. Now we have a T30 kill, but we're actually going to go for this guy because he's a better kill, tier 10. We set him on fire, we hold the shot, he does die to it, so we finish off the T30 instead. 6,118 damage done, and it is time to move on. We're being targeted. Try to hit me while I'm driving down this. Bet you'll miss. We lose 200 health on the descend because we did turn on the way down by accident. If we were able to maintain a straight trajectory, we would have taken less damage. Here's the E4. We're going to put 1 into him, right into his fuel tank. He fixes that, very smart. Put another shell into him. He finishes off our 50B, but the 50B kills him as well. 2 more shots. 1, and 2. We didn't pull out because we spotted this Ruthless on our left. He would have shot us, so that's why we pulled backwards there. He's the last tank left alive. 14 seconds until we're loaded. Trying to bait a shot from him. He's looking right at us. 7,600 damage done. Can we pick up another kill? Can we pick up more damage this game? There's the shot from our guy. And 1 shell in. 2 shells in. Can we finish him off? Yes, we can. We finish him off. 8,813 damage done. And 6 kills. Top gun in the T57 Heavy. The American autoloading heavy tank at tier 10. 1,940 base experience points. A little bit less than in the VZ. But the VZ we were closer, longer. And so more shots were fired. So more experience was given. But it is still an ace tanker. That was 5 kills. I thought it was 6 kills. Whoopsies, it was 6 kills last game, 5 kills this game. No Top Gun, that's okay. It was a fast game at 4 minutes and 47 seconds. And considering it took us a minute to climb the hill, we're talking about almost 9,000 damage in just 3 minutes. Holy moly, T57 Heavy, absolutely crazy. But that's it, I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to help out with getting Starlink going, link in the description below. It's going to be the top link after the description. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. So, I'll be seeing you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.